It's called National Security Issues, a Cover-Up for Incompetence. So long as courts defer to the government and accept national security as the paramount national interest, no individual's constitutional rights are safe. Our nation was founded upon the principle of individual freedom and rights, and has always exhibited suspicions of central power. Yet, during the last decade, federal courts have abdicated their position as watchdog of our civil rights. When our government invokes national security, the courts roll over and play dead, like good little doggies. Today, some judges, as a matter of course, would impose prior restraint of the press. It is clear that the Pentagon Papers case, or the progressives' publishing of the secret of the H-bomb, would undergo prior restraint today. The courts have said that it is obvious and unarguable that no governmental interest is more compelling than the security of the nation. This sounds like a Soviet statement, or a right-wing military dictator's statement. Thomas Jefferson would have been amused at such a Republican statement. Thomas Jefferson championed the ideal of periodic revolutions, changes of government, to protect our country against authoritarian rigidity. In Jefferson's mind, the government wasn't always right. Jefferson never advocated paying tribute to the phrase national security issues, or to deferring to the government because it is the government, which usually reads executive branch. Thomas Jefferson would have been shocked if he heard what some judges have said, that they are incapable of understanding national security matters and therefore must yield to the executive branch. Politically conservative administrations love to hear this kind of lapdog talk coming from the judicial branch. This gives them a free hand in their quest to turn the government into a feudalistic military-industrial oligarchy. U.S. courts are allowing the National Security Agency, the FBI, and the CIA to spy on United States citizens. In Hawkins versus Helms, the Secretary of Defense said national security would be harmed if NSA were to confirm or deny that it had listened in on telephone calls made by 1,200 United States citizens. The appeals court found that the assertion of state secrets was entitled to utmost deference. The case was thus dismissed for lack of evidence. A 1947 law bars the CIA from domestic spying. However, on December the 4th, 1981, President Reagan signed Executive Order 12333, which gives the CIA, the FBI, and other intelligence agencies the right to spy on, harass, and intimidate U.S. citizens and persons abroad. The CIA has infiltrated domestic organizations, It has tracked movements and contacts of United States citizens, activists overseas. The CIA used foreign security services to conduct electronic surveillance and burglary operations against our own people. Yet courts have upheld the privilege of the CIA to withhold evidence. And it must be noted that these cases did not involve foreign spies, but anti-war demonstrators and civil rights activists. To be against war and for civil rights are two laudable Christian goals, and yet our emotionally warped government considers people in these movements to be subversives. Something is wrong here. Our courts have gone soft where our constitutional guarantees are concerned. The courts, like Chief Justice Warren Burger, seek to avoid accountability. Politically conservative courts can't grapple with the fact that a free country isn't supposed to be so hung up on secrecy. An examination of historical evidence shows that our government gladly parts with secrets as long as a good buck can be made. Note our international nuclear reactor program, which sells countries the means and knowledge to create thermonuclear weapons. The United States government was created to be composed of three branches. 1, the executive. 2, the legislative. 3, the judicial. Our forefathers did not envisage the day when all three branches would hum along like a well-oiled machine. They thought that the three branches would check and balance each other, not letting one branch or the other become too powerful and tyrannical. And the job of the press was to keep each branch honest. It must be remembered that in revolutionary times the press was almost worshipped. The press was sacred. It played a huge role in the American Revolution. Our founding fathers were suspicious of governments, all governments. Because of their experiences with the tyranny of the English government, they understood that if they were going to have a government, a central government, they needed one with checks and balances. They wanted only managers in their government, not kings, queens, and princes. They wanted to make it clear that those in power were servants of the people. It was we, the people, who were to be in charge of their new government. This is democracy. Political conservatives say our country is a republic, and this is but a half-truth. In a republic, supreme power rests in the body of citizens entitled to vote, and is exercised by representatives chosen directly or indirectly by them. In a true republic, only a small, special class of citizens can exercise the right to vote. These are usually the wealthy, or those who have attended prestigious universities. Note that these graduates may not be highly educated, only that they have gone to prestigious universities, because one has a diploma is no guarantee that the person is smart. In a democracy, the supreme power is vested in the people and exercised directly by them or by their elected agents under a free electoral system. Political conservatives believe, like Alexander Hamilton, that the people are a beast. A republican form of government is a feudalistic oligarch, much like we have in America today. This feudalistic oligarch is created by wealth and alliance with wealth and business. Those who preach republicanism have sold us disinformation. Their rhetoric has sowed the seeds of apathy in our people. The American people are a sleeping giant. Secrecy is important to a Republican form of government and less important to a Democratic one. In order to keep their secrets, the CIA, FBI, NSA, and the EPA cry national security. They claim that irreparable damage will occur if certain secrets got out. This was said in the Pentagon Papers case. And the only irreparable damage that occurred was that administration people were caught with their pants down. The good that came out of it was that the Vietnam War came to an end. The only irreparable damage that occurred in the case of the progressives' H-bomb story was that another magazine published the same type of article, and no terrorists have built a bomb. But countries that we have sold nuclear reactors to have. It is time that we Americans understood that our external enemies are not as powerful or influential as are our internal enemies of freedom and justice. These enemies are at the top levels of our government. They do their dirty work in the boardrooms of our giant corporations. Ronald Reagan violated our Constitution a number of times since he took office. Ronald Reagan has put in place the machinery for a police state. It must be remembered that it is easier for police organizations, CIA, FBI, etc., to round up their own fellow citizens than it is to catch real spies or crooks. Real spies are smart and can fight back, and that is dangerous. Someone could get hurt and lose his pension. Americans are easily controlled. Americans are naive and prejudiced, and right-wing politicos pander to these immature traits. All immature people are looking for an all-powerful daddy. He may appear as a Fuhrer, a Jerry Falwell, a Ronald Reagan, or a God. They want someone to do their thinking for them. Orders must come down from above. The mature individual doesn't look to any judge or politician for answers. Answers are found in nature. Nature's secrets are visible for those who have eyes to see and ears to hear. Nature's secrets and its laws of love are hidden from those who are characterologically disturbed. And these include our political leaders, business people, and our judges. Only the characterologically disturbed are hung up on the term national security. The following quote will illustrate the contradictory and self-destructive nature of the thinking of characterologically disturbed personalities. Better read than dead. Wouldn't it be better to say, if I've got to be read, then let me work in an underground capacity to defeat my enemy? The emotionally disturbed individual is always willing to throw his life away instead of stopping and thinking about an issue and coming up with a plan that will defeat his enemy without sacrificing himself. Death should come in its own good time. It should never be rushed. The emotionally healthy individual loves life, while the emotionally disturbed individual glorifies death and even creates a religion that embodies a heaven and a hell. National security is a phrase used to cover up incompetency and lying. The more secrecy a government indulges in, the more suspect is that government. The end.
Hi, this is William Morrow. Are you one of those people who join a health club, and after they have your big, overpriced annual membership, you notice that you're on your own with little or no results even after all the promises? Then the website Personal Trainer is for you.
Thank you very much, William H. Morrow III.
So you lost another argument with a conservative, right-wing Republican. He talked over you. He screamed and yelled. He brought out the Bible. He thumped it. He quoted scripture to you. You were lost because you came at him with facts. Nothing but facts. And you expected that would make you look good. That would make you win the argument, but it didn't. You know why you lost the argument? You know why you're going to lose your next argument? Because you don't read Censored. Censored, the 30-year-old newsletter that shows you how to defeat a conservative. Read Censored, and you'll have all the ammunition you need. Every time you get into an argument with a right-wing conservative, so-called Christian. Censored, that's all you need. Read it, and defeat a conservative.
Greetings, listeners. Let me speak to you for a moment about the foundation of our entire organization, Newsletters Censored. It was founded by our mentor, the Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman, in 1977. It discusses the 5 taboos of American life: politics, religion, health, human sexuality, and child rearing. You won't find anything like this in the mainstream media and the press. It reveals the kind of truth that most people are afraid to hear. Can you handle it? We are living in the end times, so in order to defeat a conservative and save America, you need Newsletter Censored. Go to www.newslettercensored.com, click on the printable order form page, and with your gift to support this work, get your free annual subscription. This is James P. Madonna of Megalife 21, the hardest hitting internet talk radio station on the planet.